Don't count the days, make the days count. Shalom, this is the brother Abad. You're back here once again. Before I get started, like always, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem, Rakah HaKadosh. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, the men that I learned the truth from. And shalom to the hopeful elect. Yeah, I wanted to do a lesson on this saying, don't count the days, make the days count. I really like that saying. I really like that phrase because you can apply it tremendously to the truth, all right, the ministry that we're a part of. A lot of times you may find yourself getting caught up in counting the days of the kingdom coming or Yahweh Shai arriving on planet Earth to take back dominion and rule, or just, counting the days till salvation and getting out of slavery, which is nothing wrong with that. The scriptures speak about hastening the day. But most importantly, you want to be making the days count while you're here because one thing for sure, two things for certain. America's destruction and downfall is imminent and is going to happen. It's prophecy. It's already written. Esau's downfall, Esau's captivity is going to happen. It's already written. It's part of the prophecy. Us getting the kingdom, us being delivered from Yahweh Shai, Lord willing, we're part of the elect, is going to happen. It's written. It's part of the prophecy. So those things are certain. So you don't have to be so anxious and, so depressed and, so out of it that you lose track of why you're here, all right? Why are you in this captivity right now? What's the purpose of you being in this captivity? What should you be learning, all right? What's some of the things you should be doing, all right? We got to understand that our Father has put us on punishment, all right? And like any father that wants to discipline his child, he doesn't just put you on punishment just to punish you. He hopes that you learn while you're on that punishment of what you did wrong, what you can do better to prevent that from that ever happening again, whatever you did to, disobey your Father's will. And he wants you to be better and come out better for it so you don't have to get punished for the same thing continuously and ultimately just become a rebellious child, a wicked child, a child of no value, all right? Same thing with the Most High and how he's dealing with the sons of Yasha'al and the whole nation of Israel. Specifically with the elect right now, he has us under punishment. We're under the curses. We need to be focusing on why are we under these curses? What caused us to get put under these curses? What does he want from us and require from us now to get up out of these curses and to get the inheritance that's been promised to us, beginning with our forefathers? All right, before Yahweh Shai comes back, what should we be focusing on that the Lord, our Father, and Yahweh Shai, all right, Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, what do they want us to be focusing on while we're serving our punishment, all right, this captivity under the Edomites? So that's, what I mean by making the days count and not so much counting the days. Because you counting the days is irrelevant if you're not working on yourself, if you're not bettering yourself, if you're not making yourself a better brother, all right, a better prophet, a better follower of the leaders that's been set up over you in the spirit, and just a better man in general, all right? Matter of fact, let me get the first precept I want to bring out. And I want to go over to the book of Galatians chapter 5. And this is a good chapter, but I want to go down to verse 22, dealing with the fruits of the Spirit. And it says, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. And, like the scriptures say, a spiritual man judges all things, but he himself is judge of no man, so that you're not going to be held under the Levitical law if you're coming under the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, the Rakah HaKadosh, which is, these are the characteristics of the spirit. One of the main ones, it says long suffering. Well, when you go into the word long suffering, Or when you just look at the definition of long suffering, it says having or showing patience in spite of troubles, especially those caused by other people. So part of the fruits of the Spirit is having patience during your troubles and not being so hasty and anxious and impatient to get up out of your situation. Sometimes you just got to suffer long, right? Long suffering. You got to be long suffering. That's fruits of the Spirit. Now, with that, do you just sit in a fucking corner and stare at the fucking wall or become a depressed person that doesn't take care of their physical hygiene, their spiritual hygiene, all right, your mental state? You're not taking care of your manly duties that you have on the earth, all right, getting your daily bread, taking care of yourself so you're stable and you're not a burden, making yourself a burden to other bros or to yourself, all right, handling your finances as a man, you know, and focusing on the things that make you a better man, as I said in the beginning. That's what you can do while you're suffering long, because as you know, like the scriptures say, rehearse the righteous acts and work on these characteristics with anything, repetition, it becomes a part of you with anything that you practice daily, and you'll find yourself not being so anxious to get out of your situation because you'll know like it's going to come regardless. All right. So while I'm here, let me maximize the time that I have, the short time that I have, because whether the Lord comes back this year, next year, 5 years from now, the Lord is coming back. And that's a very short time regardless. So you should focus on maximizing the time that you've been gifted instead of not focusing on the time that you've been gifted and just focusing on when are you going to receive your reward, right? If that makes sense to you. Like the scriptures say, if he that have an ear, let him hear. It's like, with Esau, one of the main reasons Esau is going to be judged so harshly is because he has all the attributes, all the characteristics in his makeup that the Lord hates. For instance, he's not long suffering. You put Esau in any type of trouble, he immediately going to lie, steal, murder, do whatever he can to get up out of that troublesome situation. And don't tell him whether it's male or female. If they're Edomite, don't tell them they can't have something. If you tell them they can't have something, you're gonna see the demon jump out of them. And those characteristics are shown in them at an early age when they're children, and you take stuff away from them, or they're not able to get the things that they want right then and there. Or it's even enhanced when they get older. These Edomites, when they don't get their way, they put up a huge fuss. All right. They start writing letters to congressmen. They start making phone calls. They start gathering up together a lynch mob. All type of shit, man. But you don't want to have the characteristics that Esau has. You want to have the characteristics of the fruit of the Spirit. All right? Another word that was put here is temperance. All right? When you look at the word temperance, when you look at the definition of the word temperance, it means the quality of moderation or self-restraint. Right? And it gives an example. It says, the whole multitude of men lack temperance in their lives, either from ignorance or from want of self-control. And temperance is a big one that us as brothers, we need to get better at. Self-control and restraint. It's a lot of things that we succumb to, all right, whether it be addictions that we adopted from being in the world, all right, diverse lusts and desires that we have that cause us to spend all our money on something that, doesn't benefit us in the truth, but benefits us in that desire or that lust, and how you broke. Or it can cause you to get in a troublesome situation, all right, that you need to get bailed out of because you were chasing your lust, your passions, whatever. There's nothing wrong with having hobbies. There's nothing wrong with having desires. But when you're not able to have self-restraint and self-control within those things, all right, like the word said, temperance, when you don't exercise temperance amongst those things and you just unself-controlled, it can lead you down a path of destruction and completely stir you off the path of focusing on, serving Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, right? You look at these people in the world, whether their addiction is sex, whether their addiction is smoking marijuana, whether their addiction is drinking, whether their addiction is gambling, whatever. They gonna fall deep into it. If a nigga got an addiction to gambling, as soon as he get his paycheck, all that money is going into betting on sports or whatever he bets on, because he lacks temperance, he lacks self-control. We can't be like that in the truth. And these are the things that we also battle because we're men in the flesh. But that's why we have examples in the scriptures, and that's why the Spirit is on us to reveal these things unto us so we can learn and focus on these things to be better, which just ties into the lesson that I'm saying. Making the days count and not just counting the days, right? Another word here, right, is one of the ones we always go into, but can't stress it enough. It says faith, right? If you truly have faith in Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua, then you're not going to be rushing Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua because you know they're going to come through on their word. You know Yahweh Yahushua is they're not men that they should lie. So the prophecy is slated to happen. All right, when the scriptures say hasten the day, it don't mean just sit on your ass being a complete, nigga from the world that hasn't really worked on himself, but you screaming for the Lord to come back. No, hastening the day is doing this work, working on being brotherly, operating in order amongst the brotherhood, working on your characteristics, your righteous characteristics and attributes as a man, all right, in the sight of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua. Okay, I want to from here I want to go over to the book of Proverbs, right? And let me get this is Proverbs chapter 21 verse 5. It says the thoughts of the diligent tend only to plenteousness, but of everyone that is hasty only to want. So basically, the scripture says if you're diligent in the thing that you desire and you're working towards it, and not just pondering upon it and meditating on it, but you're actually working and plowing towards that, you will have plentiness when it's time to reap, when it's harvest season. All right, but it goes on to say, but everyone that is only hasty, it leads them to want, which means you don't have anything. You're just sitting there, you're just hasty, but you haven't worked towards it. You haven't done the necessary things that are required for you to attain the things that you desire, right? You're just sitting there saying, I want it, I need it, when is it going to happen? I need it. Well, nigga, you got to work with anything. That's why you do have to give some respect to these athletes and these musicians. A lot of them, yes, they have made pacts with Esau in his industry, but a lot of them have sincerely worked hard, right? Some of these rappers, you can see them in their early days on, underground and, blood, sweat, and tears, putting hours in the studio and making connections and doing what they had to do to get to certain areas and meet certain people to get what they desired. A lot of these athletes before that, even a guy like LeBron James, yeah, he sold out, but nigga, it started off with him as just a young man dribbling in his backyard. And he worked his ass off throughout his whole life to get to a point to where he could, have the opportunity to get all the riches he had. So when that's on a worldly aspect looking at it, but in the truth, you desire a throne, you desire a scepter, you desire a crown. What you think, you don't have to work for that? Just because, the Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is saying it's an inheritance that you're going to be given? Nah, you got to do the necessary things that are required to receive that. Right? From there, let me stay in the book of Proverbs, but let me go back a couple scriptures and go back a couple chapters and go to Proverbs chapter 19. Beginning at verse 1, it says, better is the poor that walketh in his integrity. All right, what is the definition of integrity? Let's look up the word. It says, better is the poor that walketh in his integrity. All right. The definition of integrity is the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles, right? Moral uprightness. And we know what true morality comes from. It comes from Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, the righteous ways of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, the standard, the conduct, all right, of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So let's read that again. It says, better is the poor that walketh in his integrity than he that is perverse in his lips and is a fool. Also, that the soul be without knowledge is not good, and he that hasteth with his feet sinneth. So basically, to be without knowledge is not good, and if you just hasten and you a fool and you hastening something, you're going to lead to destruction, all right? Because what? Sin is, it says, he that hasteneth with his feet sinneth. What sin is transgression of the law, and the wages of sin is death, all right? And when the scriptures tell us with all thy getting, get understanding. So while you're in this predicament, don't be so hasty to get out of the situation that you're in. Obtain the knowledge, obtain the understanding of what you're getting. With all thy getting, get understanding. And you get understanding through experiences, through trials and tribulations, through ups and downs, through situations that you overcome, through situations that you put in amongst brothers, amongst yourself, amongst people in the world. Whatever the Lord puts you in, whatever journey he has you, going through, okay? With all that getting, you're getting understanding. You're not just on punishment just to sit and mope and grope. You got to make the days count, man, okay? And since I'm speaking on understanding, and I kind of referenced this scripture earlier, I might as well get it in the book of Wisdom of Solomon. Bear with me 1 second. Right? This is what we desire, the kingdom, right? This is Wisdom of Solomon. The Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6. Let me see. Bear with me 1 moment. Yeah, I was trying to see where I wanted to start, but I might as well start at verse 1. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6. This is what you need to be meditating on, right? While you're in captivity. Because we're the sons of the Most High. We're kings. Our inheritance is kings, all right? We are sons of the living power, so we're gods too. We have that inheritance of immortality, and a kingdom coming, all right? We already know that. But over here in Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, starting at verse 1, this is what the word teaches us. Hear therefore, O ye kings, and understand. Remember, with all that getting, get understanding. Hear ye therefore, O ye kings, and understand. Learn ye that be judges of the ends of the earth. Give ear, you that rule the people, and glory in the multitude of nations. For power is given you of the Lord, power Yahweh, and sovereignty from the highest, who shall try your works and search out your counsels. Right? The Lord is going to try your works. How can you how can you be a king over millions of people, or you ruling a province, or ruling anything? How could the Lord give you anything to rule over and you haven't learned how to rule over your own spirit? All right, you just hasty to get up out of captivity, but you haven't really worked on yourself as a man. You haven't really chipped off those impurities. All right, you just been going through the motions, putting on a garment, going to camp, all right, doing the bare minimum, all right, just putting up videos because, your teachers told you you got to put up videos, so you're just doing it just to do it. You're not really learning, you're not really growing, you're not really understanding what you're a part of. Well, the scriptures just say the Lord shall try your works and search out your counsels, right? Verse 4, because being ministers of his kingdom, you have not judged aright, nor kept the law, nor walked after the counsel power of Yahweh. Horribly and speedily shall he come upon you, for a sharp judgment shall be to them that be in high places. And of course, that's talking about, the heathen kingdoms and the heathen kings that are reigning right now. The scriptures tell you that the Most High the Most High giveth, the dominion of the earth to whomsoever he will. And right now he set up over it the bases of men. All right, so right now he's giving the power of the earth into the hands of Esau. So he's trying those works too, but he tries anybody he puts in the king seat, he tries. All right, even when we were had our rulership, all right, King David, King Solomon, the split, Jeroboam, Rehoboam, the Lord tried our works. All right. But even though this part is touching on heathen kingdoms, we can also apply this to us, because the inheritance of kingship is really towards us, right? So we got to take heed that we don't follow under the attributes and characteristics and the actions that Esau are displaying before Yahweh Bashmel Shah, right? It says, verse 6, for mercy will soon pardon the meanest, but mighty men shall be mightily tormented, all right? The men that's on high, the great men, the men of high nobility right now in the world. Verse 7, for he which is Lord over all shall fear no man's person, neither shall he stand in awe of any man's greatness, for he hath made the small and great, and care for all alike, right? But a sore trial shall come upon the mighty. Unto you therefore, O kings, do I speak, that ye may learn wisdom and not fall away. This is where we come into play, because we're next up to get the inheritance as being joint heirs with Yahweh Shah. All right? So you got to learn wisdom so you don't fall away, because Esau is about to fall away. And we fell away, all right, for not adhering to the wisdom of Yahweh Shemel Shah. Verse 10, it says, for they that keep holiness holy shall be judged holy, and they that have learned such things shall find what to answer. Wherefore set your affection upon my words, desire them, and ye shall be instructed. All right? Wisdom is glorious and never fadeth away. Yea, she is easily seen of them that love her, and found of such as seek her. She preventeth them that desire her, in making herself first known unto them. Whoso seeketh her early shall have no great travail, for he shall find her sitting at his doors. Right? To think therefore upon her is perfection of wisdom, and whoso watcheth for her shall quickly be without care. And that's what I was going into. I was saying, like, if you're focusing on these things, eventually you're not going to be anxious and so worried and caring about how soon you're going to get out of captivity. You're going to be, content with, yeah, I know I want to get out of here, but, it's another day for me to make the day count and be better within the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shah, especially if you've been called into this ministry, because the scriptures say many are called, but few are chosen, right? Continuing reading, verse 16, it says, for she goeth about seeking such as are worthy of her, she showeth herself favorably unto them in the ways, and meeteth them in every thought. For the very true beginning of her is the desire of discipline, and the care of discipline is love. And that word discipline goes into temperance once again, having self-control, self-restraint. All right? So, I just want to do a lesson on that saying, count not the days, but make the days count, because we can apply that to the mindset, a proper mindset that we should have within this truth, within this ministry. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying until the next time I say shalom.